fireworks crack, the countdown's tight. Every lap framed in electric light. From the booth to the final turn, every story waits to be learned. Soon in time, the fight ahead. Every pass, every word that's said. When the green flag starts to wave, we bring the race to life on stage. Grip the night, feel the story ignite. Every battle burning under broadcast lights. From the green to the checkered flag, we make the moments larger than life. Every call, every daring move, every driver's dream comes through. If you love the race beyond the wheel, Virtual Grip Network makes it real. Stock car shaking the virtual ground. Open wheel thunder, speed unbound. GT machines in the neon glow. Every corner's got a tale to show. Different leagues, one shape flame. Every broadcast part of the name. Eyes on track, mics turned on. We're there with you till the final lap's gone. Not just watching, we're in the run. Chasing the truth, the family turn. Grip the night, feel the story ignite. Every battle burning under broadcast lights. From the green to the checkered flag, we make the moments larger than life. Every call, every daring move, every driver's dream comes true. If you love the race beyond the wheel, Virtual Grip Network makes it real. It's more than laps and running lines. It's heartbeats caught between the times. From the first grid call to the final cheer, we turn the race into something you feel. Slow it down, then build it higher. Voices rise with the engine fire. Every replay, every stand-up fight, nothing together on race night. Every night, let the legends lead. Every underdog, every winning streak. From hometown heroes to the final line, we hold on till the end of the fight. When the string goes down, the echoes remain. Another chapter written in speed and fame. If you live for the more than the racing truth, Virtual Grip Network, that's you. Sign of faith, let the passion stays. Another race in the broadcast haze till the lights go green and the mics ignite. Virtual Grip Network grips the night.
We are live on the Virtual Grip Network. I'm Zach Chapman, a.k.a. Shaggy, along with my partner in crime, Jeremy Gridlock Scott, for race number 5 of the Bootleg Racing League SteelCraft Structures Super Late Model Series. SteelCraft changes lives through excellence, leading the steel structure industry in quality and service while following Christ as our guide and sharing his light. Whether you need a carport, garage, workshop, barn, or a commercial building, SteelCraft is here to help you build with confidence. To get started or for more information, please visit steelcraftmetal.com or call 980-934-5400. And when you do reach out, please mention the Bootleg Racing League or the SteelCraft Structures Super Late Model Series and receive up to 15% off of your structure. Well, boys, let's kick it off. Last week, the BRL Super Lates battled on the beach in South Carolina, where we would see a first-time winner on the season. James Lowe started the year off with 3 straight and looked to be on his way to a possible 4th after charging through the field early. But a wreck near the halfway point would spoil his chances of the 4-peat, as James would suffer heavy front-end damage. All the chaos allowed the caveman Trey Bloom to ride the wave and bring home his first win of the season. With the gang almost set, can Trey find a way to go back-to-back? Will James Lowe find himself at the top once again? Or will another name be pulled out of the BRL hat tonight? Let's find out as we get set to go play 100 laps at the Lanier National Speedway. Now, Jeremy, I don't know about you, but from watching driver in-car cams and just my experience here, mostly on the dirt side, Lanier, it's not necessarily a bull ring, man, but you are not going straight on that wheel for a long time. You're constantly turning, and what that means to me, we're going to see a lot of single-file racing, or if we do see a lot of 2x2, we may get a little rubbing here tonight. What do you expect?
I don't think it's going to be as bad as Martinsville was a couple of weeks ago, but I think that, yeah, there's going to be a lot of line suggestion here at Lanier. Of course, more line suggestion than you'd see across the street at Michelin Raceway Road, Atlanta. But either way, these drivers are set for yet another race. I know James Lowe, Aunt Mary Alice's favorite driver, going to be trying to go for 4 out of the past 5. And it's going to be interesting to see if that can happen. Heck, with that win last week, Trey Bloom up to 3rd, 4 spots. Todd Litt, we'll see the points here later, but there's a lot of movers and shakers already this early in the season.
No, that was the perfect lead-in, Jeremy. Ryan, throw him up. That's where we were going with this thing. James Lowe, comfortable. 20 points up at the top, but you were mentioning Trey Bloom. 4 spots, that's huge, and I know it's... we're starting to run out of time. What do we got? I mean, still 6-7 races left, something like that. It's enough time for Trey, but Jeremy, I think 26 points, he is going to need some help along the way, and not the kind of help that James Lowe is going to want.
No, and it's going to take a lot of mistakes from James Lowe, which you don't see that much. And look at Chris Worrell, the surprise of the season so far, 2nd in points right now, 20 points behind. And he's been running up front, so really Trey Bloom's going to have to hope for some sort of issue. But at the same time, Trey's going to have to make his own destiny here.
And it is one of those things now, we're supposed to be, or not be biased here, Jeremy, but maybe one bad night for James, maybe it wouldn't be so bad here to mix it up here as we inch closer to the halfway point. But either way, we are set for a good one here tonight as the boys are starting to run out of time here. Do you remember? Well, Jeremy, you weren't here last week. I was going to say, do you remember? You wouldn't remember who got 13th. I think Famester may be the guy who lucks into this. I can't remember.
Well, we'll find out here in just a little bit if Famester rolls off 13th first. And our producer, Ryan, saying, yeah, he thinks it is. So that's going to make life interesting. Doesn't matter if he's 1st or 2nd. If Famster's on the front row, that's going to make life interesting. Also, hey, a little bit further down in the point standings, Tom Hilbert up 4 spots to 15th. So hopefully a good showing for him. He's 15th fastest right now as we get ready to grid up. By the way, iRacing controls the cautions, double foul restarts, and 1 green-white checker attempt tonight.
Well, let's go ahead. There we go. Ryan read my mind. Starting on the pole. Well, the memory isn't as bad as I claim it to be. That's a pretty good one I pulled out of the hat there. Kyle Famester rolling off P1. Can this be the night for the 14 to the outside, the 7 of Chris Davis?
You're younger than I am. You won't have to worry about memory. Roll off third is Steve Hilbert in number 52 with Chris Worrell alongside in the 06.
To the inside of row 3, the 25 of Tom Hilbert. To the top shelf, the 93 of the Lipper, Chris Hazlett.
If you look at row 4, it's a 76 of Jeff Sharp and the 40 of Louie. He's going to be busy tomorrow, Flowers.
Row 5, that just clicked now with me. That was a good one. Row 5 to the inside, the 6 of Kurt Smith. To the outside, the quiet man, Ruben Altice.
Oh, you have a lot to learn here, and it'll be a lot really interesting. Todd Liston and Aunt Mary Alice's favorite driver, James Lowe, roll off from row 6.
The caveman in the 32, last week's winner, lines up on the inside of row 7 to the top shelf, the shoe in the 79, Adam Shane.
If you take a look at row 8, it's a 75 of the Canadian Goose, John Wilson, and Jeffrey Harden in the 36.
And row 9, this is a nice row here, James. Look at this. Ed Foster on the inside. I almost said James Foster, his brother. That would have been a terrible mistake. On the inside of row 9, and to the outside, the man who couldn't race last week because he turned on his computer too late and missed the update, the boss man, Lowell Chul.
Yeah, well, one's going to be upside down. The other's going to be charging his way through the pack as the lights are out on the pace truck. It's an interesting front row. Feemster and Davis, neither will give an inch. And Shaggy, it's going to be a fun start. 100 laps here around Lanier.
As we look to the Georgia sky, the green flag waves. We are underway. Excellent start there for that 14. Davis on the outside, 3 wide, though, right away. Something's got to give here.
I'll tell you what, they're proving us wrong by the line as Worrell goes into second place. Davis, high, wide, and handsome coming off of turn 4. Feemster gets that lead already. By the way, Lowell Jewell and Foster, they're both up 1 spot. We already have a caution. 3 cars involved. Last week's winner is one of those cars caught up in it.
And I believe... So we're going to see 2 guys solo spin here. Watch the 25 of Hilbert and the car right behind him on the 76 of Jeff Sharp. It almost looks like somebody laid a banana peel there, Jeremy.
Synchronized spinning, as we like to call it in the booth. So, 1, 2, and Trey Bloom really nowhere to go. Couldn't go high. He had James Lowe up there. And, the 76 of Jeff Sharp just, that's a hard hit.
Yeah, and that is definitely a hard enough hit that, I don't think it's going to spoil the night per se within, maybe trying to get a top 10, but I would say your chances of winning here as we take a look. How heavy is the damage? Oh, it's heavy. Uh-oh. Bumper's gone.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Ryan, let's bring up Ed Foster. He's already up 4 spots so far to 13th. Ed, first of all, buddy, thanks for filling in for me while I was gone. 4 spots, not a bad jump.
Yeah, I didn't really do anything. I just kind of steered around everyone who'd stopped. So, yeah, no talent, just reaction time, that's all.
I'm going to zig when everyone else is zagging. How'd you do in the Skidder Creek race that you just had? Where'd we finish, Ed?
I don't know. I don't really want to say. It was a good day. All right, but yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Okay, well, I won't wedge too hard. And just promise me that you won't go back and listen to this because I almost called you James. I can't believe I did that.
Oh, that's my brother, mate. So a lot of people have done that, so that's fine.
Well, hey, good luck here, brother.
Cheers, bro.
Caution laps go quick. I held him for way too long. Green flag waves. We are back underway. Yell at me next time, Ryan. Look at Davis go around. Same spot, single car spin, but we continue no green flag waves. And James Lowe, your point leader involved. Sorry, Jeremy.
I say cautions beget cautions. We'll see what happens. Tom, everybody's still on track, by the way. And a lot of damage on the left front. Kurt Smith into the pits as well. No, he's back out. Let's see what happens in this replay. You see the Hazlip. Let's watch. Yeah, just that back end getting a little loose there. And Hazlip and Kurt Smith have nowhere to go. So already a treacherous start. And thankfully for Lowe, it's just a quick spin and go.
Yeah, that's you're exactly right. I was going to say, because Ryan there went to the overview, I would say he luck boxed out there. I mean, no damage. It really doesn't look like to James Lowe. And if anybody can drive through the field, make a comeback here, it's going to be James Lowe. But right now, Kyle Feemster out front. Do you think, Jeremy, he likes these cautions? You know, I mean, it's keeping everybody else's tires behind him fresh. Or would he like this thing to open it up, you know, maybe set the pace?
I would imagine that he would like to set the pace, but we'll see. I mean, you know, look, Feemster is a talented young driver, and there's no surprise that we're seeing him at the pointy end of the grid so far. So we've got 10 laps in, 2 cautions so far, and Trey Bloom running without his front clip. I would imagine that while he's frustrated that, you know, we're going yellow so many times, A, it's saving tires, so there's the good thing as the lights are on the pace truck. B, he still gets to choose his line and choose the restart.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head, because I was that driver, especially when I'm out front. It's so hard for me to pace myself that I liked the cautions. Let me kind of reset, save tires along with everybody else. We'll have to see if it works out for the 14 as the green flag set the wave. We are back underway, 11 laps into books, lap 12 underway here. Oh, man, the 52 got a little squirrely there through the center of the corner. He wrestled it back down, but, man, oh, no, there he goes. He didn't wrestle it back down yet. We got a couple going around.
And we got 3 cars, 4, 5 cars involved with this one. And, yeah, it's a multi-car incident. You know, I'm at the point where it's going to be shorter for me to label what cars are not involved in these crashes.
Yeah, I mean, you're not kidding. I think I'd like to, Ryan, after we watch this over the top view and kind of see this solo car spin, look at the 2. We can kind of see that thing. How does Lowell Jewell get through that without even a scratch? I don't think he's so much
sees the air.
0x tonight. He sees the air. I like that. Let's pull here, Ryan. You're doing all that replay stuff. I can find Lowell. Let's pull him up here. Hey, boss man, you made it through there without a scratch somehow. Oh boy, where'd you hide the horseshoe?
I don't know, but I'm going straight to the lottery store here in a second.
If you go to a lottery or go to the casino, Jesus, it seems like that you've got the golden horseshoe this week. And here's my question for you. A lot of these restart incidents start as single car incidents. Are the tires just not that warm yet on the restarts?
Yeah, that's what it is, and so much torque at the same time. A lot of missed shifts on these restarts as well.
Well, hey, good luck. Hopefully you still got some luck left in that thing. You're going for a restart here. Go get him.
Okay.
Boss man lining up on the inside. Oh, go ahead here.
Real quick, by my count, that's 7 cars in that last miles, but go ahead.
No, yeah, and that's kind of where I was getting. Oh, boy, the 7 makes contact with the 93. We're under caution again here, boys. Uh-oh.
7:32.93. The 7 has been involved in the past 3 cautions as well. So, yeah, there's definitely some here in the water at Lanier. Let's take a look at this restart as you see Chris Davis tries to go up high. He's in the pits. I think he's probably going to call it a night. Oh, actually, that was the Lipper, Chris Hazlip, who came down on him, and Ruben Altice again also involved in this. So a lot of fast runners who are involved. This has given James Lowe a chance to creep his way back up through the field. He's back up to 11th, and yeah, I think it looks like Hazlip and Davis just both going for the same part of real estate.
Yeah, you know, I mean, Davis, he wasn't under him entering the corner there, and the Lipper. I mean, we haven't really talked about it much tonight, Jeremy, but this is one of those tracks where it will happen a lot, especially with the banking. I mean, if you go up too high, you get some marbles on those tires, you're in trouble for a lap and a half. And he obviously on cold tires doesn't want to get up there too high. And as you said, just fighting over the same real estate. And it looks like, yeah, the 32 of Trey Bloom, he should get the wave around here. He has a car lined up in front of the pace truck. He does get the wave around. Davis going to be stuck at the end of this pack. Didn't beat him around. He'll lose a lap. But Jeremy, we've had 4 cautions here. Are they going to behave?
I hope so. This is going to be a long night if they don't. But hey, the good news is when we get our next caution, Chris Davis will get the lucky dog.
So we're not rooting for one, but he certainly is here. And oh boy, we may get one. Oh, couple spins here. I don't even know where to start on this one. We had I guess John Wilson will probably get the blame for this one, but it started there with the 40 machine, and I couldn't tell if it was a checkup from there. What are you seeing, Jeremy?
Yeah, it's just cold tires once again. These drivers are going way too hard. As you got the 79, the 52, the 70. Who's that? Is that Hazlett behind Altice there? Looks like it, maybe. Yes.
Man, who are we gonna get now?
You know what? Let's talk to our leader, Kyle Feemster, real quick in the number 14. Kyle, it's Jeremy and Shaggy in the booth. This has got to be a little frustrating for you. You're up front and caution, green, caution, green, caution, green.
Yeah, hey guys, for sure. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm blessed to have wrecked last week. Don't think I'd ever say that, but probably kind of hard to avoid what's going on back there for some of the other guys. Chris is better than me on the restarts here, so we're going to have to watch that. He's all over me, so we'll see how it goes. But, Friday night, I'm excited. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned with, kind of being gifted that front row starting spot. I mean, are you kind of taking all these cautions then with a smile on your face, knowing that the boys behind you, are getting some stab wounds back there? No,
definitely not. I'm out here to win and be competitive, and it's my birthday, so I guess the pole was my birthday gift for the series, and I want to get after it. I want to race, and we'll see how it gets.
Well, hey, give him, what, brother? Happy birthday. Good luck.
Let's go.
Oh, man, that's enthusiasm, Jeremy. What a good pool. I mean, did we have secret intel? Did we know it was his birthday?
I didn't know that at all, but it looks like that Davis went back in the pit, so he's still in charge of Lucky Dog.
Hopefully he has kept the celebration, to a minimum there with the booze. As the 06 looks to the inside here. We got a battle for the lead. Chris Whirl searching the bottom off of 4. Oh, boy, he shut the door. Whirl stays strong there, rides the inside berm. And oh, my gosh, Jeremy, we're just a quarter over way in.
Well, I think that we finally got our first full lap under green, and Whirl trying to bump Feemster around, and that's to point him forward. Your new leader is Kurt Smith as we stay green, thankfully. 3 wide for position. Whirl falling back. It's Whirl, the 36 of Harden, and Feemster's falling back as well into the clutches of the 99 of James Lowe. But let's also take a look at the boss man. I saw he was up towards the top 5. He's down to 8th.
Ryan, you had to have seen that, right? Verify for me. Jeffrey Harden right now, his bumper flew off going into turn 1. Unbelievable. He's driving around with no bumper. Jeremy, that was one of the wildest things I've ever seen. I guess we're not getting a debris caution here tonight.
I didn't realize that we were running modifieds tonight, so I did see that, and I'm like, was that a bumper? But either way, we see this battle for 4th place with Feemster trying to look every which way he can to get around Harden. That opens the door for Whirl on that spin zone for Feemster, and now we're under caution once again, as it seems like cautions our 6th caution of the night.
Not the birthday present Feemster was looking for. We saw him and Whirl make contact a few laps ago. Feemster trying to set him up, go high and cut down low, but Whirl just sticks the nose in there. And Ryan, let's go on board here with Chris, because it's one of those things where, you see the gap, but man, you don't know. It's one of those things where, what do I always say, Jeremy? Lift to race another day. And I mean, you're seeing him come down and gap's closing, but boy, man, that's just tough racing.
Yeah, exactly. It's that danger zone factor that you definitely don't want to get into, and that's just racing. That's a racing incident. It could Whirl have backed off a little bit, yes, but it is what it is. It gives Kurt Smith a chance to lead. And by the way, look who's 2nd place.
Yeah, Edward Foster somehow, I mean, starting at the tail end of the field here, has worked his way to the outside. And yeah, back to your point there with Chris, too. I mean, he's got James Lowe right behind him. What's he supposed to do? Get on the brakes and get spun out from behind? So, I mean, you're trying to race to survive here. And I thought we were 1 to green. Maybe they extended it one time. Carmea came to a stop. Now the lights are off again. Definitely going to go back racing. But, I mean, this is kind of an easy pull here. But, I mean, Jeremy, Ed, he's got to be the guy to watch, right? I mean, he's passed the whole field but one.
He's definitely the guy to watch. Not the fastest lap of the race, but darn near close. Fastest lap goes to Liston, 13.509.
As the green flag waves, we are back underway. Foster got a little loose there on that restart. Overdrives the entry to 1, loses P2, may lose 3rd as well. Here's Whirl, sticks his car to the inside, almost some contact between him and Lowe. James Lowe, man, oh man, he's in a hurry, battle for the lead. Todd Liston to the inside here. Liston may get him. Kurt, I don't know if he wants to put up a big fight. Here comes the train, Jeremy.
Well, Liston with a great showing tonight. He's had a rough couple of seasons, and it's great to see he's sticking his nose up front. So right now he shuts the door on Smith coming off of turn number 2. That's going to give Worrell a chance to look to the inside of Smith. So it's 6 and 0, 6. Oh, nice little block there by Liston. And now Smith and Worrell are side by side for second place. Who is Liston going to take with him on the back straightaway? It's going to be Smith, because that gives Worrell a chance to open the door just a little bit. James Lowe, you're interested spectator there in 4th place, and so far so good. This battle for second, Shaggy, looking pretty good.
Yeah, now we'll battle for 3rd here. James Lowe is in the catbird seat, and Foster's got to do a better job of putting himself in that same seat. He's got to get tight to the back of James Lowe here. Got to pick up the spots while they're easy. Kurt Smith hung out to dry on the outside.
It's not a place to be when you're running for position. Smith now falling back to 4th place as Lowe gets that nose out front. He's got to try and get ahead of Foster there, as there's plenty of room. Foster's going to go high, give Smith that chance to get in line once again, and now Smith has the sights set on James Lowe to reel him in. Once again, you're on board with Worrell, as they're going to have some left traffic to contend with here shortly. That, I believe, is the 93. Actually, no, that's Trey Bloom that they're going to have to worry about here in just a little bit. And actually, it's going to be, Altice. That was the one who he goes into the pits. Discretion's the better part of valor. No surprise there from the quiet man. We have some dancing near the back of the field and a caution.
Yeah, Jeffrey Harden going to get a little bit of help here when we take a look at this replay. And, man, that thing, it's been through it, already missing the front. We're going to see a little bit of damage here on the left rear, Jeremy.
Yeah, once again, it's the 40 of Louis Flowers who's involved in this as well. Looks like that, both of the Hilbert brothers were involved. Trey Bloom, last week's winner. The 36 of Jeff Harden involved, as you mentioned. So we've got 11 cars on the lead lap so far. Actually, 12 as Flowers gets back on the lead lap.
Yeah, let's pull up the man here who's got himself up to 3rd. James, Shaggy in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Shaggy.
I'll tell you what, man, you've done a 360 here, nose that wall ever so slightly on the inside. How's she feeling? Do we have enough to go win this thing still?
The car feels good. We'll see if the driver can make it work. But, yeah, I'm just kind of riding here, trying to save some tire. But maybe we'll see if we got anything for him here.
Whoa. Save some tire. We're on our 7th caution, James. How much more tire can you save?
Well, I mean, a track like this, there ain't no use to throwing no bonsai moves, so you might as well just ride when you can, and maybe you'll have a little bit more at the end.
Well, hey, you should be getting the 1 to go here, I think. Yes, we are. So good luck here, brother. Let's talk to you at the end of this thing. Keep it in one piece.
Appreciate it.
Oh boy. I mean, this has been an eventful night. I really think maybe the 87. No, he may have even been involved in a spin. I don't know if anybody's clean here. Is the green flag?
No, I don't think anybody's clean.
No, yeah, there's nobody with 4 straight fenders here as we're back underway. We are at the halfway point. 50 laps left to play. Chris Whirl thought he was going to make the dive bomb there. Gets on the binders, wises up, and Well, I was going to say before that caution came out, Jeremy, and we've talked about this before. Is it on your mind right now, if you're Kurt Smith, you need to get to third, right? Maybe even fall back to fifth. You don't want to be on the outside if we have another restart.
No, you definitely want to be in one of those odd positions because that's where the moves are being made early on. And by the way, Zach, I also just remembered today's Friday the 13th, so that explains the 8 cautions that we've seen. Kyle Feemster trying to go around the outside of Adam Shane. Shane's car looks a lot cleaner compared. I mean, all he's done is spin. I don't think he's made too much contact, but Feemster in that number 14, not a good birthday gift, a bent-up race car.
No, and Feemster's to the point where, Jeremy, it's not the fun battle, but we got a battle to basically make sure we start towards the front next week. I mean, you got to hike up the boots here and go to work, and I don't think it's long before we see James Lowe start to go to work because Chris Worrell in a similar situation is the man he put the bumper to earlier, Feemster. He's searching, looking high, looking low, and what that's doing, it's opening the door for James Lowe to set him up. Maybe actually battle for the lead. No, Worrell can't drive it off. Here we go.
Yeah, Worrell trying to do all he can to get to the inside of the 87. Todd Liston, you see slower cars going into the pits to go for service. That's Ruben Altice who's taking the low line, letting the faster cars go by. Keep in mind, this is a lot shorter than what we're used to. It's almost over a third of a mile here at Lanier. So drivers who are having difficulties are just going to get lapped left and right.
Yeah, and I mean, Ruben obviously heavy damage in that one spin, doing a good job of staying out of the way there. But to your point, definitely won't be the last time we see him in the 41 laps we have left as front 5 continue to run single file. But Jeremy, it can't last that much longer. Worrell looking to drive to the inside. Here we go, battle for the lead.
Yeah, they're side by side coming off a turn at number 2. Worrell with a little bit of a wiggle there, but look at Liston trying to lean on Worrell. Not going to make it happen. Lowe's going to try and come and play as well. So it's a 06 and the 99. Down low, going to keep the 87 to Liston in check right there. A little bit of bumping, that's okay, but look at how bright red those brake rotors are. We mentioned in the early part of the show where you're basically turning the whole way. You're also kind of dragging your brakes a little bit.
What a benefit there to Worrell that Altice got out of the way again there. Liston almost trying to use Altice as a pick. He is not going away, man. That pesky little brother on the outside just being a nuisance, man. Poking you in the back, won't go away. And this is going to be a good news for James here, Jeremy. Those guys both really working that right front now, and he's got a good view of it. Now it's his turn.
Yeah, it's his turn. Backing up James Lowe because he knows that once James Lowe gets around the inside, it's going to be so long, see you later, sayonara out of the 99. So he's trying to do all he can to keep him at bay with Liston. And something to think about as well. We know how hard these super late models are running, but they're not the fastest cars to race here. The NASCAR O'Reilly Series in the 80s used to run here, as well as the now Arkham Art Series.
Man, I could not imagine. I mean, without paying a heavy sheet metal bill, Jeremy. I mean, boy, that would be tough. You're going to have to move a lot of people out of the way to make passes in those things. I imagine a lot of people left with shorter Christmas lists there in that race.
Yeah, they probably did, and probably shorter bank accounts as well with all the bumping and banging that they had here. And now Worrell tries to open up a little bit bigger gap, and once James Lowe gets around Liston, it's pretty much going to be game over for Worrell because, look at the lap times, though. Definitely, Worrell's backing up James Lowe, and there's nothing illegal about that. That's just short track racing.
Jeremy, I love working with you because that is where I was going, brother. I mean, you can clearly see it. This up top view, we're spoiled with it. Worrell not running as fast as he can. But why would he open up the can? Keep James Lowe pinched on the inside. It's going to prevent James from being able to make a pass for the lead. But if James can clear Liston like he just did there, well, now it's time for James to go to work.
And now James is going to go to the inside. We know how good that 99 is deep down on the inside. Heck, he even tries to put two wheels below that dotted yellow line. Is now your top 6. They've all gone single file. Wilson and Shane in a battle for 7th place, but this battle for the lead, I'll tell you what, it's intriguing with 27 to go.
Yeah, and it's interesting to see, too. You can see the different angles. I mean, you mentioned about Lowe. There he does once again, hooks the left side tires on the apron. Just trying to help those right side tires rotate a little bit. You know, they've gotten some laps on them now. They're starting to get to a little higher temperature. Why not use the track surface to help rotate the car? And that's exactly what James is doing. Now, maybe we won't see the pay here, but with about 5 laps to go, we're going to start to see the extra life in that front tire start to show, and maybe James Lowe uses that front bumper a little bit.
He might, but that's not his style. Ryan, can we get a look on board with James Lowe? Because we saw how Worrell was, he was a little high in some spots, but look at how James Lowe comes off a 2 and 4, nice and tight. Oh, he does move him! James Lowe moves Worrell, and Worrell able to keep it pointed forward. No caution. That backs up everybody. We're going to have a caution here because Liston and Smith make contact off the back straightaway.
And James Lowe didn't like that, so he lifts, trying to give him the spot back, and Liston is forced to check up, and Kurt Smith doesn't get the memo here in time. He gets into the rear end of the 87, goes around, and, well, it's just one of those things. Like I say, I'm not thinking James is, a dirty driver, but short track racing, you're quicker than that guy in front of you. It is hard to prevent stuff like that from happening, and you were mentioning there, Jeremy, he gets that run off of 4, and Chris just trying to shut the door, and, well, that's where they meet.
And here's the thing. The sheet doesn't matter if you backed off or not. If you're still in the incident list, you're still in the incident list. Yeah, I've got to say, I'm trying to match my incident list with everybody here. The only driver I don't have on here, the only drivers... I don't know. Okay, so the Boss Man is one of them. As we see one of the Hilberts take the lucky dog. Yeah, I think Boss Man's the only one that I don't have on my sheet.
Well, we'll have to see if he can take advantage of that cleanliness here. He's sitting P4. He's going to be suckered into being on the outside of this restart, which is where we know drivers don't want to be. Ed Foster, can he take advantage here of James Lowe starting on the outside? I mean, Worrell would love that. He's almost forced to, try to provoke these guys into running side by side again. He's got to know, Jeremy. I mean, you get that tap behind, you're maybe not the quickest car on the racetrack here as we get ready to come to the green.
Yeah, but Worrell gets down low, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens as we come back to the restart with working lap 83.
Yeah, 18 laps to go this time by is Lowe with an excellent restart. Falls right down in line there, P2, and he can go to work. He's got about a car length and a half gap to the 4 of Ed Foster, who looks clear for P3 at the moment. The Boss Man's got some company, though, the 79 of Adam Shane underneath him. But meanwhile, battle for the lead, Jeremy.
Yeah, Lowe is still pretty high right there, but Worrell able to get that run off of turn number 4. And with Lowe cutting off the exit to 2 and 4, that keeps him up. But look who else has decided to join the party, Zach. Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. It's Ed Foster.
Yeah, and he was coming in a hurry there, but you could tell the 4 got on the binders there, could tell what Lowe is trying to do with that, cut down line. Didn't want to get into the back of the 99. Knows he's not point racing. That's not Ed's style. Now, he is going to go for a win. Do not get me wrong. But he is not going to batter one of these guys points racing out of the way. James Lowe, high, wide, and handsome. Here we go.
I don't think that he's going to be able to get that high line, and he's trying to prove me wrong once again, like he always loves to do. Move low to the point for the time being. He gets the lead across the line, but Worrell closing in on that lead. Now Foster has to figure out who he wants to race with, because we've got a lap down car up ahead as well. That's going to be the 7 of Chris Davis. He'll go high off of 1 and 2 and let these 2 race on. Look, we have a lot of pent-up cars, but I have no problem with these drivers coming out here and trying log laps, because you never know who's going to be out of the race.
I cannot believe we just saw a driver get a pass done for the lead on the outside. James Lowe, man, we're seeing dominance. He's won 3 out of 4 races this season, looking to make it 4 for 5 here, 10 laps to go.
And of course, you got this battle here for the 8th spot between Louis Flowers and Todd Liston, who's in 8th place. Liston going high, doing a great defensive job, and I think now that middle line is starting to come in, because if you remember last stint, Zach, we saw Liston really struggle with that high line. He's not struggling much longer.
No, and I think it's more to the fact that those guys on the inside, maybe don't have as much grip as they did to start the race. I mean, we're definitely going to add rubber to the racetrack, and the middle will get faster, but I think it's more or less, these guys are used to having to pace themselves. We had so many caution flags, and now they just have to go. And maybe some guys went a little too hard, and we are running out of time here. Leader rolling through 3 and 4. We are coming to 6 laps left to go here. 2 miles in the show, Jeremy.
I was going to say, yeah, and Foster closing in on Worrells. James Lowe, he's checked out from the rest of the field. Foster run just a little bit faster than Worrell. Wonder if his tires are just used up. And that's in spite of 8 caution periods, so enough time to cycle the tires. But still, Worrell's running those really ragged during the green flag runs. But to see Foster in 3rd place after starting in that back row up 14 spots, that's a huge accomplishment in and of itself.
Definitely, and a good little warm-up for him tomorrow here. Hopefully he can take something from this race and transfer it tomorrow, as 3 laps left to go. Drivers running single file all over the racetrack here. I mean, there are a couple close battles right behind him. They're bumper to bumper as well, but what you're seeing here is what you're going to see anywhere, Jeremy.
Yeah, you're just going to see him close in. 2 laps to go for our leader, James Lowe. And Foster, I don't think he doesn't have enough time. The sands in the hourglass are just getting bigger and bigger on the bottom. But, Zach, what a fantastic run for their points leader.
Yeah, unbelievable. I mean, James Lowe, just when you think it's going to go south, spins early. But, man, oh, man, straps the boots on, goes to work, and wins at the Lanier National Speedway, 4 for 5. I mean, what a tour of dominance this guy is showing. I mean, and we got some after the race extracurriculars there. Chris Worrell, not sure if he's going to make it to the podium shot now, but he'll be happy with that P2, Jeremy.
Happy with that P2. Happy for his buddy to win the race. Not sure who tagged Worrell. My money's on Foster, but either way, what a great race that we saw tonight, in spite of the 8 cautions encompassing all but one of the drivers in the field.
Well, we're going to take a quick breather, let those guys' tempers cool down here, and we'll be back with a full field rundown and interviews from your top 3. Stick around on the Virtual Grip Network. We are back live on the Virtual Grip Network. And, well, Jeremy, it's a shame we didn't have, the commercial ads ready because we could have used them tonight. Lots and lots of caution flags. SteelCraft would have liked to, maybe throw an ad up during those at some point tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Would have had the doors to kind of keep people from harming themselves and other drivers. 8 cautions tonight, most of those in the first 50 laps. So a very interesting race, and we're going to talk to a couple of the players who were involved in that here, but it's I don't think that the on-track action has ended so much.
No, it's definitely probably still going on. Cannot confirm or deny. But what I can do is ask Ryan to bring up that list of final results here. Is, the man James Lowe got 4 for 5. So we're waiting. He's trying. I had that same issue the other day. There we go. James Lowe, the man up top in the 99. Chris Worrell, P2, and the wonder from down under, Edward Foster, rounds out the podium. Adam Shane, P4. Kyle Feemster, P5. The boss man, Lowell Jewell, 6. John Wilson, 7. Todd Liston, 8. Kurt Smith, 9th. And Tom Hilbert rounds out the top 10.
As you take a look at 11th, it's Jeff Sharp, Louis Flowers, 12th. Steve Hilbert going to be your pole sitter next time out with Chris Hazlett, Ruben Altice, Jeffrey Harden, Trey Bloom in the 18th spot. And I've got to say, I am worried for tomorrow night's race now because I fear that what happened tonight may spill over into tomorrow night.
Well, maybe, this next guy, he might have something to say about that. Let's go ahead and bring up the third place finisher, the wonder from down under, Edward Foster. Now, can we credit you for the creation of the Tim Tam Slam? It's something that's new to me, and it's something I've fallen in love with, Edward.
Mate, I think that was around a long time before I came along. How old do you think I am, man?
Well, hey, I don't know. It's new to, this fat American in Pennsylvania. I didn't know how long they were around, but boy, they have changed my life. Everyone, check your local grocery stores. They're unbelievable. But that's something else. Well, leads me into what you did tonight, Ed. Unbelievable. I mean, all the chaos that ensued in front of you. How did you keep that thing semi-clean and end up on the podium?
Wrenching real hard on the wheel when any time that I saw something happen, I think, I might just be able to scoot by here. I just way overdid it, like in terms of just left so much space in between. Picked up a whole bunch of Phantom 4Xs anyway. Ended up getting into one of them, which kind of messed up the car a little bit. But I honestly can't remember if I passed a car all night, to be honest. I think it was just driving around broken cars.
Well, it seemed like you were trying to play nice there too, Ed. I noticed with about 15 to go or so, you get a big run through 1 and 2 as you see James Lowe. He was trying to work the crossovers. That's before he went high. You got on the binders. Were you just trying to play nice there, knowing you're not in the points battle, let those guys go at it a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to wreck anyone. I don't want to be responsible for that. And at the same time, I don't want to throw away a good position for myself, because quite often, you kind of cut down under someone that they might turn down or something like that, and then you wind up getting in it. So, I was just trying to do that. I found myself in a much better position than I ever thought I was going to get in this race, sort of starting on the back row. And, while there were little bits and pieces with those two fighting that, that little potential openings I could have stuck my nose into, it was, those gaps were the kind of gaps that were always going to close. And I didn't really want to get into someone. I mean, if someone had sort of lost momentum or, made a big mistake, yeah, for sure I would have sent it down underneath them or something. But, I'm not going to try and force it. It's not worth it.
That's why I asked you, brother. Perfect response. I mean, sometimes you got to know your place, and, just because the nose can get there doesn't mean it's all yours. And, Ed, that attitude brought you home the bottom step of the podium. Heck of a job, brother. Congratulations. Hard charger. Got anybody you want to thank tonight?
I don't know. You guys and all the other drivers, I suppose. I mean, can Australians get Purple Hearts? Because I feel like I deserve one after that, man. I feel like I've been through a war. That was insane. I don't know if us Aussies can get them or not, or maybe we have an equivalent or something. So I don't know. I'll have to look into it. But man, I feel like I've just been through the Battle of Lanier. That was just that was nuts. So, but as always, thanks to everybody who's involved with this with the series. Thanks to all the other drivers for coming out. It was a bit messy tonight, but most of the time it's really, really clean. And obviously you guys and everyone that's sort of involved with it, because it's such a good time. It's always a really good time. So I just appreciate that.
Well, hey, heck of a run, man. I'll shoot Trump an email. We'll see what we can do about that Purple Heart. Good luck tomorrow night.
Yeah, fantastic. But I wanted to present it personally as well. So, I want to trip over there, etc., but we'll sort that out, all right?
All right, yeah, I'll lay that out.
I know you got connections, brother.
Yeah, Edward Foster bringing home P3. Hell of a run for that guy. But now it's time to bring up the man who, well, he had quite some action and almost brought himself home a win.
Yeah, Chris Worrell, I'm not going to say how, never mind. It's his history lesson, and most of you guys will understand it. All right, Chris, let's start with the not so easy question. What happened there to cause that 6 caution between you and Kyle Feimster?
I have to look at it and see what lap it was, but I know there was one time I ran into him, overdid it pretty bad, and I tried to straighten him out afterwards because I just overdrove it, but the rest of it is absolutely on him. I just watched all those replays. I mean, you can't just cut down on somebody every time. I mean, I had no problem racing anyone else, Todd nor James, the rest of that race. Didn't touch anyone else besides Kyle, but it seems like every week, Kyle's getting into somebody, but I guess that's my fault. I'm trying to talk to him now about it, and I don't want to start any problems with him, but it's pretty nerve-wracking, that's for sure.
Well, y'all got tomorrow night, and I swore off drinking since I got off the boat, so please don't make me start drinking again. Either way, let's talk about the rest of the race. Not bad, second place for you. Had a good race there with James Lowe, as you mentioned. Todd, listen, you guys been side by side for a while, and it seemed like that higher line came in a little bit past halfway.
Yeah, I was trying to race and stay up front there hard. James was sitting there just watching all the fireworks. So I didn't have, my tires were way too hot there at the end, probably a little bit worn. We didn't get too many long runs there, but, one day I'll be able to have a clean car to race for the win, hopefully.
Either way, you've got the late model race again tomorrow night here at Lanier on the Virtual Grip Network. So anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, you guys do an excellent job on the broadcast, first and foremost. My buddy James, it was fun racing you, man. I'm glad you won it tonight. Lowell for putting on a great league. I've had a lot of fun racing with these guys. Like I said, it's nothing against Kyle. Hopefully everything will be straight going forward. But I'm just not going to take that going forward, I guess. I don't think I did anything wrong there. There's 3 out of 4 times we made contact, and I'm going to stick to it.
All right, Chris Worrell with that word from finishing second place. I'll see you tomorrow night, bud. As James Lowe just comes in and... Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
The Magic Man, James Lowe. I'll tell you what, brother. We know you and Chris are really good friends. How bad did you test that friendship, man? Going on the outside high and wide. I never thought I'd see that here at Lanier, brother. What a move.
Yeah, it was the only way. I tried it before to do the crossover and almost wrecked him, so I figured that probably wasn't a good idea. So I just figured why not go to the outside and see what happens, What's the worst I could have? I finished second, but it stuck out there really well. And I think the tires being worn at the end of the race, kind of hindered the inside guy there. So it was a little bit easier to make the pass on the outside there. And just kind of floored it and sent it.
Now we're watching it now, and obviously you and Chris are friends, but you got hung up behind Chris for a while, and we're battling side by side with the 87 there. Todd, listening. Did you know you saved enough tire? Because I was worried, man. You were side by side, probably 7 or 8 laps. So I thought maybe you burn it up. How were you able to save it?
Oh yeah, my tires were really good at that point. I was still just kind of riding because I couldn't really go anywhere because Chris was in front of me there. So I was still just kind of riding, and the line I was using worked really well. I was able to come off nice and straight, which is what you need here. And just you got to be patient around here. It's so small. You're not just going to clear somebody in a couple laps. You got to work for it. And we just kind of stayed patient there, and eventually we got by, and we could have worked on Chris.
Well, you know the deal, man. You did this to yourself. You got to line up 13th now next week when we roll into Concord. How are we feeling? You confident? Can we do it again? Go 5 for 6?
I like my chances a lot better than they were this week with this track. I just don't have a lot of luck here, and it's finally nice to win one here. I don't think I've ever won here. So, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, hey, glad I could be here for your first, James. Congratulations. Big win, brother. Who we want to thank before you get out of here?
Yeah, first and foremost, anybody out there with teenagers probably know this, but my little baby girl is going through a rough patch the last couple of days, so I want to say hey to her and give her a shout out. Dad's always thinking about you. And yeah, just everybody else for racing there. And yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, that's it.
Hey, nothing wrong with a father who loves his kids, brother. That's awesome to hear. And real men show emotion. Congratulations on the big win. Good luck tomorrow night.
Appreciate it.
James Lowe with the big win here, Jeremy. How cool is that, man? I meant what I said. Real men cry, brother.
They do, and you know, also just remember it always gets better. I am living proof of that. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to get better tomorrow night, but you know what? My crystal ball's never right all the time, Zach.
Well, let's take a look here at what's coming up this week. You mentioned there, Jeremy. I mean, what are you? What's your over/under on the cautions tomorrow night?
I think here it's not the caution numbers that I'm worried about per se. It's the retaliation from tomorrow night. So I know drivers are listening. Please go out and do something. Get away from the computer for a little bit and sit down with a cooler head. We don't need to be wrecking each other. If you're not going to say it in person, don't say it online, period. End of story.
I'll tell you what, I am excited not to go with the quick subject change, but to see the Yesteryear Cup Series back on that schedule. Oh, Jeremy, you have no idea what that means for me and Ryan. I'm about to witness 36 of the best Sundays coming up this year. I cannot wait. If you have nothing to do Sunday night after the Daytona 500, I'm telling you, put this thing on. These guys will have, I shouldn't say this. They're not going to have more than 2 cautions. You know, I'd almost be willing to bet the paycheck on that. It is going to be a nonstop show. Jeremy, I don't know if I'll need a fill-in for that at all this season, but I'm telling you, if I do, you want that one so bad.
I probably definitely do. It's much like you need to hop in the ISRA Open Wheel Series. This week they head to Chicagoland Speedway. I'll be having some home cooking and get to see the IR-18s make their way around a 1.5 mile tri-oval. It's been an action-packed season so far. Last week, the field made their way around a very wet road America. They won't be going around to West Chicagoland because they'll be sliding all over the place.
Man, that's going to be nuts. Those things doing close to 200 mile an hour at the Chicagoland Speedway. That is going to be a good time. But as we mentioned there to your winner, Concord Speedway, and, well, bad news for everyone next week. James thinks he's got a better chance to win that one than he does tonight. So I tried to wrap it up on a high note. Well, it is a high note for us, but for the drivers, that's not so good. But we're going to wrap it up here for the Bootleg Racing League SteelCraft Structures Super Late Models Series. I'd like to thank my partner, Jeremy Gridlock Scott, the dude in the back, Ryan Seneca, and last but not least, we at the Virtual Grip Network want to thank all of you for tuning in. Have a great night.